Up on the Riverwind Casino calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
No Thune today, ladies and gentlemen. You've got me along with Grayson Singleton and Blake Gamble running YouTube for us. Hope you had a great weekend. Man, we've got so much to talk about today and a little time to do it. We have the national championship game tonight, Florida and Houston. The Sooners get Tay Davis from Notre Dame in the basketball portal. We'll get into that. Donovan Mitchell, no longer on the roster for the Sooner football team. The highly touted tight end, again, is no longer on the Oklahoma roster. We will talk about that as well. Baseball, Skip and company swept by LSU over the weekend. Softball 1-2 over the weekend. They will play Oklahoma State and Bedlam softball coming up Wednesday night at Devon Park. That'll be fun. The Thunder dropped 2 in a row for only the second time during this regular season. And the last time that happened, that was to the Mavericks at home and then San Antonio on the road. That was back in mid-November. But they lose to the Rockets Friday night, and the Lakers came out with a barrage of threes, completely outplayed Oklahoma City yesterday. And guess what? You've got LeBron, Luka, and Hillbilly Kobe, Austin Reeves, back in action against the Thunder tonight. And
tomorrow night.
Did I say tonight?
You
yeah,
did.
It is tomorrow night. And how about 3 10s for Jordan Bowers in gymnastics? The Sooner women on to the finals coming up in Fort Worth on April 17th in Fort Worth. Alex Ovechkin surpasses Wayne Gretzky to become the NHL's all-time scoring leader. I kind of thought Gretzky would hang on to that, but he did not. But we got a lot of things to talk about. And, Grayson, why don't we start with tonight's national championship game? How fired up are you for Houston and Florida tonight? Florida dominated the second half. You were right on the money. Walter Clayton Jr. made all the big plays for Florida down the stretch. He had 34 points. Houston was dead in the water, it looked like, and a 9-0 run over the last 33 seconds. They do the improbable. They beat the Duke Blue Devils, and now you get this championship matchup tonight. What do you think?
I would have been a lot more fired up if Duke hadn't sold my bracket in the Ref Bracket Challenge. I would tell you that because I had Florida and Duke in the championship. But this will be very, very interesting. I think it's going to be a lot more physical on both sides than people think because Florida's a very physical defensive team too, especially down low with Condor. I think Condor and Chinyelu and those guys down low. They're a load, and then of course the guy who's been the best. Would you say Walter Clayton's been the best player in the tournament this year?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got wings out the wazoo with Richard and Elijah Martin from FAU. So this will be a lot of fun. We couldn't go wrong. I wish my bracket was still intact. It is not, but I think we'll have a good one tonight.
Kelvin Sampson, man, you talk about a culture guy. You think about, his college hoops journey from Montana Tech to Washington State to Oklahoma to Indiana. And again, he's let go, got to come back to coach with a show cause situation. He goes to the NBA, starts out with Pop in San Antonio, goes to Milwaukee after that. Then he is with the Rockets. And then he becomes the head coach at the University of Houston. And, man, you talk about building a program based on toughness with kids who come back and some additions in the portal, of course, when you think about what they've done there as well. Of course, Milo Zuzan is one of those. But it should be interesting tonight. Let's hear from Kelvin. And this was Kelvin after the big comeback win against Duke Saturday night, talking about being proud of his team's never-give-up attitude.
We've been a good team all year. We don't always we may not always be aesthetically pleasing. Some people have this demure look of what the game should look like, and we don't fit that because we're not very pretty sometimes. But there's something to be said about having a culture that's based on how you win. There's some nights when the ball goes in and teams don't have defensive players like Duke does, or don't have defensive players like this team does or that team does. But our team is they think they're going to win every game they play. You know, irregardless of what other people think or say, they think they're going to win.
Well, and they had that attitude in the win against the Gators or against Duke, and they will try and get that done against the Gators tonight. 7:50 tip on CBS. Florida is a 1.5-point favorite in this game. All right, earlier this morning on the T-Row in the Morning Show, Bob Stoops comes on with the Stoops Review every Monday morning, and Bob told T-Row and TJ he will be rooting, no doubt, for Kelvin Sampson tonight.
Are you going to get to watch the game tonight, the national championship game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're going for Kelvin, right?
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I've been texting him back and forth a little bit without bothering him. And, yeah, good for him. He got a heck of a team. So, yeah, I'll be rooting hard for him.
You and Kelvin pretty close when he was here?
Oh, yeah. Yes, very much so. A lot of different golf together. And anyway, yeah, no, we've always been good friends.
Yeah. I'm rooting for him, too. TJ is not. So just so you know that, Coach, TJ is rooting against Kelvin Sampson tonight.
How come?
I knew that was the setup just to tell you that, Coach. I'm not the biggest Kelvin fan
Coach,
in the world.
He was mean to him one time, Coach.
It wasn't once. It was a lot. So I'm not the biggest Kelvin fan. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. You probably said the same thing about me.
I never. You never treated me rudely. You never did. You were always pleasant.
Well, I did one time, Coach. After a press conference, I said, Bob was mean to me yesterday at the press conference, but I forgave you, Coach, so we're all good now.
I've had my bad moments here and there, not intentionally, but it happens.
I love that. That was a setup, no doubt.
That was good.
No doubt about it. You know, I never had a bad interaction with Kelvin that I can think of, so his family was great. Karen's great. Kellen's great. Lauren's great. They were fantastic to me. But I'm hoping he gets it done tonight. I kind of think that Florida's going to get it done. I think they're the better team. I think they're the best team right now. But Houston, never doubt those guys, man. They're going to play tough. They're going to play physical. If they make big shots like they did down the stretch and get key rebounds. What did you think of the foul call on Cooper Flag?
It was abysmal. I mean, it was. There was no room for a foul to be called there. But that didn't lose Duke the game. What lost Duke the game was the absolute masterclass at being ill prepared for the team you're playing.
It was a meltdown.
It was a meltdown starting from John Shire, who, by the way, I think is a fantastic young coach. But the fact that he didn't have those guys ready for Houston to press up on them for the last 3 minutes of the game, they looked like they'd never seen a full court press before. I don't get how they prepared and had all that time to prepare for that Final Four game, and they looked like that late in the game. That was on coaching.
I concur. Did I think it was probably a bad call? Yeah, I lean towards, if you're going to say good or bad, it was probably a bad call.
It was a terrible call.
I'm kind of glad they made the call, though. As was the rest of America, I think, pretty much. But anyway, tonight, 7:50 tip time on CBS. Florida, 1.5-point favorite in the game. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We are live on YouTube TV. And again, you can find our lives from noon to 3 every weekday right here on the Ref. Just search YouTube KREF Sports. It'll get you there. And you don't have to look at an old man, which could be like staring into the sun, but the other youngsters look just fine. So just cover up one half of the screen. Devon Mitchell out at the University of Oklahoma. Big surprise? Not really.
No.
You know, and again, when you think about this situation, a kid who looked the part, what was he up to, like 275 pounds? He had said after the season, right, how he needed to learn more. He needed to, take coaching better, that he wasn't ready. He admitted all that stuff. It sounded like a very mature response to a question about where he was on the depth chart. And again, he reclassified. So he came in to OU, came to Norman when he should have been a senior in high school. And we know he was out in Los Alamitos, California, but he played his high school football at Allen. with Michael Hawkins and Malik Hawkins, but something's not working there, obviously. And when they're paring down rosters and you are making money, this is the kind of decision you're going to start seeing. If you're not progressing the way you should be progressing, even though you are a former 5-star or a highly touted 4-star, you're not going to be worth the investment. So this clearly looks like an OU decision, the kind of decision that Jim Nagy, I think, probably was involved in, and you're going to see more decisions like that. That's what's happening here. And now you think about, Joe John Finley getting a lot of criticism. Clearly they've got to be better at tight end. I understand the criticism. Do I think this is completely on Joe John Finley? I do not. Does he play maybe a small role? Well, he's the coach, right? He's the tight ends coach. You think about maybe the fact they had Devon Mitchell possibly cost him Nate Roberts. I don't know. And then you think about what they have. Here's who they have at tight end right now without Devon Mitchell.
Oh, boy.
Will Huggins from Pittsburgh State, Jaron Kanik, Carson Kent, Caden Helms, Cade McIntyre, Trinae Washington, and John Locke from from Louisiana Tech. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tight ends.
7 tight ends that we have no idea what they are.
And they're probably going to take a look again at the spring portal, right?
You would assume.
What is the deal there? I don't get it. When you look back at OU's history at tight end, even when they had primarily they were the greatest tight end in Oklahoma history, Keith Jackson, when they were still running the wishbone. But they've had great tight ends, and they just can't seem to find, another really good one. If you've got a great tight end that you can go to, your offense is going to be really, really good.
Absolutely.
Think about Brock Bowers at Georgia. Think about Mark Andrews at OU, right? Gunnar Helm last year to an extent at Texas, but they've got to make that position good and positive again. How much of this do you lay on the kid? How much on Joe John? How much on modern-day college football?
I don't think it's the coach's fault if a kid's a head case. And, from what I've heard from different people, that's kind of was the reality, is that he was kind of a head case. Here's my thought, though. He's from California, moved to play his last high school season at Allen, Texas, and then reclassified. So
it was the opposite, though, wasn't it? Didn't he go from Allen to,
that's right.
to Los Alamitos?
Yes, you're correct. Yeah, my bad on that one. But here's the thing here. Are we making these kids professionals too early?
Yes.
Well,
particularly for a kid like Devon Mitchell.
He didn't even have a senior year of high school, so he reclassified. Now you've got to adjust to going from California to Oklahoma a year younger than you otherwise would. So I do wonder, yes, it worked out with Jeremiah Fears, him reclassifying a year early.
Well, Fears is a very special talent.
Right, and we've had him in here before, and we love the kid. But that doesn't work out for everybody. So I do wonder, even though you don't see it a whole lot, I wonder if people are going to start cutting back on getting these kids in a year early.
Maybe.
You do need your last year. There's a reason we send you out of the house at 18 and not 16. So, maybe just a little food for thought there as well.
I do think the fact that basketball, you're going to run. It's not, you're going to have hard practices in basketball too, but it's nothing like coming in and starting workouts with Jerry Schmidt, right?
And
Brent's going to have physical practices. They are going to work you hard. Now, they may have toned it back a little bit, this spring and maybe on into the fall because of all the injury difficulties that they encountered a year ago. But it's still going to be difficult. If you're 17 years old, I don't care how big and how athletic you look and you look the part, they are going to push you hard. Some kids take to that, some not so much. Maybe that's Devon Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
And
you can't blame that at the feet of Joe John. Sure, it's a 5-star bust, that just didn't work out for you. But, if the kid's got, things going on upstairs, I don't know if that's an entire indictment on Joe John Finley, just to be fair to him, too.
You got to have a lot of dog in you to play major college football.
No,
right?
No kidding.
No doubt about it. And when they're paring down the rosters now, there aren't a lot of people just getting by. You know what I mean? So it's a serious situation. So when I saw that, was I shocked? Absolutely not. But we'll see if any of these guys can emerge. Maybe Jaron Canick will be a really good third down option. Maybe he can play a little bit more than that. We saw the video. It was Will Huggins who caught the touchdown pass from Michael Hawkins over the weekend. Maybe one of these guys will work out. But they've got to recruit better also at the tight end position. So, and Joe John is the coach there. They've got to, they thought they had Devon Mitchell, would end up being a really good prospect, but clearly that situation didn't work out. Let's hope it works out for him somewhere else. All right. Lasher Home Comfort Systems, 405-579-3113. Lasher Home Comfort Systems, heating and air problems, give them a call. Tim Lasher, super reliable on the clutch as a Sooner kicker. Back in the 80s, his company, super reliable as well. Write this number down. Keep it in mind, 405-579-3113 for Lasher Home Comfort Systems. Let's take a break and talk more Sooner football. Hit the text line. What's up with the Thunder? Was that a really bad loss for Oklahoma City yesterday? Kind of felt like it. What's going to happen tomorrow night? We'll get into that as well. Keep it here on the Ref.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Knippelmeyer here at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, USA. Conveniently located just 15 minutes south of Oklahoma City and 10 minutes west of Norman. With all the talk of inflation, market crashes, and tariffs, it's no wonder we're all afraid to make that new vehicle purchase. Now, with that being said, there will probably never be a better time to purchase your new Chevrolet at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. No price increase or tariffs on our huge selection of in-stock vehicles. Pickups, SUVs, cars, and even Corvettes, all marked down and ready to sell. Interest rates are good, used vehicle trade-ins are high, and rebates and incentives are back on most new Chevrolets. So hop in that old vehicle and come see us at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, where nobody beats our deal. Or give us a call at 405-485-3333 or catch us on the web at knippelmeyer.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
This is meteorologist Michael Armstrong with your First Alert forecast from KOCO5. For today, lots of sunshine. I don't know, it was a cold start, but we'll end up in the mid to upper 60s, and we'll have a light north breeze. But again, abundant sunshine, so it should be a very pleasant afternoon. For tomorrow, low temperatures will start off in the upper 30s, so not as cold, and we'll have highs up in the low 70s. Also very strong south winds coming up for your Tuesday.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today. The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and the home of Sooner Diamond Sports this spring. From Patty Squad in search of another natty.
Lifted deep to left field. No way! No way! Lose your mind, Sooner Nation!
And Skip Sooner's sight set on Omaha.
Throw to first and you can ring it up! 6-4-3!
The Ref has you covered.
Catch Sooner baseball this Tuesday against Dallas Baptist at 6 and Sooner softball against Oklahoma State this Wednesday at 6 on the Ref and the KREF app.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Locally owned for more than 45 years, Balfour continues to be Sooner fans' favorite OU store and has everything you need. Balfour has the latest styles and fashion trends for men, women, and children. You can find something for every Sooner fan. When it comes to hats, they have you covered with more than 100 styles to choose from. Even OU socks, so you're literally covered from head to toe. Graduation is right around the corner. They have OU diploma frames in stock. Or you can always get a gift card so they can choose the perfect gift for themselves. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Here we go into a Monday show. Parker is still out, and is he going to be back tomorrow? Is that the deal?
I think that's the plan.
Coming back from Oregon. By the way, the two season finales, well, a series finale for one. 1923, 8 out of 10. There was a moment where I might have teared up a little bit. Yeah, I'm a big old sissy. What can I say? I get emotional. But there was also a great moment in the 1923 finale. If you watched that last night, somebody got something they deserve very much. And what's the other?
Did you watch The White Lotus?
The White Lotus. I think I fell asleep for like 10 minutes, but I saw the end of it. I'm going to watch the 10 minutes I missed. It was pretty good. That series, I don't know what it just had as the kids say, an aura about it that kept you intrigued. But I would go with the 1923 ending. Now they're going to, I guess, in production for 1944 will be the next installment.
See, I watched the first season of The White Lotus and liked it, and I started season 3 last night, and I was bored in the first 20 minutes.
You got to kind of give it some time, you know.
Does it pick up?
It's like a pot roast or something. It's a slow roaster. Yes. Who was in season 1? Was that the one with?
That was one with Sydney Sweeney and.
Oh, and Alexander Daddario in the same season.
That's right. Yes, Alexander Daddario was in that one.
That's why viewership was up right there.
I can't lie. I'm kind of with it.
2 5 stars, if you ask me.
Hell yeah.
In your arm rain.
Absolutely.
All right. 405-651-3439. I'm pathetic. So bad. All right. What did I say during the offseason? I think the Jim Nagy, and look, everybody's a fan of the Jim Nagy hire, so I'm not like in my own exclusive club here. But this could be the best offseason move for Oklahoma, bringing in a guy of Jim Nagy's reputation and worth in the offseason. And, you know, these are the kind of decisions, the Devon Mitchell thing that we're going to see as they pare down these rosters. And there's not going to be a lot of grace given, man. Nowadays, you're playing semi-professional football. If you're not producing and you're not, you know, you can look at a kid and you think he has potential, but you see he's still working his butt off to maximize that potential. You're probably going to keep that guy if he's highly touted. But if you're not doing what it takes, boom, you're going to be gone. One other guy who said recently on his show that he loves the Jim Nagy hire is J.D. Pickell, and here's what J.D. had to say.
You don't go hire a guy who is interviewing for NFL GM jobs unless you yourself are going to operate like an NFL organization. Meaning you are probably going to, I'm assuming, get more in the ballgame than you already are on the financial resources side of things to land top talent. But even more so, man, this just shows the adaptability and the vision of a Brent Venables in Oklahoma aligning your goals with your actions, right? Like input equals output. And if the output you want is to win at the highest level, what does that require? Probably got to have pretty good players. Probably got to have one of the better rosters in college football. So you want to have a great roster, what do you have to have? Got to have good infrastructure. Got to have the right personnel department. You want to have the right personnel, output, well, then you got to make sure you have the right guy leading all that. So you go out and hire a guy who's interviewing for NFL GM jobs in A1 Jim Nagy. So what I love about this hire outside of, what it means for Oklahoma, I love the fact that you got a guy in Jim Nagy who just knows what it looks like to have top-tier dudes. Like, he's not wandering through this thing and has only been at the collegiate level and is trying to get up to speed to modern college football. Like, he's lived in that medium here between the NFL and college football, having been the executive director of the Senior Bowl for a very long time. He knows what NFL players look like.
If And I believe when Oklahoma turns it around, now they'll never be Big 12 dominant again, but I think it's Oklahoma football. They're going to come back. It's not always going to be like this. You won't get the murderer's row schedule, and they're going to play better football. They were horrible offensively a year ago. Bottom line, like I said, Cotton Bowl, 2 out of the last 3 years, arguably the worst 2 offenses I've seen an Oklahoma football team put on the field in the Cotton Bowl. Now, a lot of that obviously was injury-related with Dylan Gabriel not playing, and you got Davis Bevel out there in the 49-0 debacle. Last year, all your receivers out, the O-line beat up, no chemistry, Texas being really good. But it's going to get better. And I think when it does get better and Oklahoma fans are satisfied again that they're playing the level they should be playing at, one of the key reasons for that, I think, is going to be the hiring of Jim Nagy.
I don't know how long it's going to take. It may take till 2026 to see the real impact of a Jim Nagy hire just because he came in after the winter portal season had already concluded.
Don't judge it on this season.
I don't think I would rush to judge Jim Nagy's impact so soon. But here's the thing. Parker and I have been talking about this as it pertains to Jim Nagy and how they go about recruiting positions like running back has been a big topic of conversation after losing out on K.D. Jones and Jonathan Hatton and whatnot. What if Jim Nagy tries to run this too much like an NFL, like an NFL system, and ends up overthinking some things that cost the Sooners?
I mean, it's a possibility,
but I think it is a double-edged sword a little bit.
I'm going to trust him until I see differently, just because of his reputation. When I first saw that and heard it, like, Oklahoma's bringing in Jim Nagy as their GM? That's a freaking, Reggie Jackson hit it out of Tiger Stadium, all-star game, grand slam,
No doubt.
So we'll see. I mean, is it a 100% given thing? No, but I feel pretty confident he's going to do a fantastic job, and that was a great hire for OU. All right, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, 405-579.
Whoa, wrong one.
405-651-3439. Old man probs. 405-651-3439, and we're live on YouTube. Just search KREF Sports.
Frisco Sooner kicks us off on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. I'm sorry, guys, but you mean to tell me OU has 7 tight ends and not one of them are any good? That's on Joe John Finley, not only his ability to evaluate talent, but also his inability to develop.
Well, look, I was talking more specifically about the Mitchell situation.
Yeah, as was I.
But you've got to bring in some better players, and if you keep bringing in guys and they don't work out, Bauer's sharp. Did he make some plays? He also was in some bad situations. He's going to have some kind of stellar year at LSU. Just wait for it. But Will Huggins, maybe he's going to be a player. The kid from Pittsburgh State, Carson Kent, Kennesaw State. Maybe Jaron Kanek develops into a really good, tight end who you can put on a linebacker in a mismatch situation, and finally becomes, the player that the impact. Hang on.
There you go.
Holy cow. All of a sudden. Anyway, maybe Kanek finally makes the impact we expected him to make, right? Because he's still, I think he's a fantastic athlete. We'll see. Maybe it's Trenae Washington. I don't know. Caden Helms has had a lot of injury issues. So we'll see. But it's got to be better. Joe John has been in the sights of the OU fan base right now. He's kind of the guy that's taking the most heat.
Sure.
And I can get it. I mean, they haven't been really good at tight end. He's the tight end coach. So there you go. All right, 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer. Oh, I said points. It was just goals.
Yeah, it was just goals that
Or,
Ovechkin passed. Gretzky, yeah.
There you go.
A texter in the 405 says, I think you're giving Joe John a pass. He hasn't recruited a top tight end since he's been there, and Mitchell just came because of the Hawkins, not because of Joe John. He's missed out on several talented tight ends in Oklahoma. I'm not giving him a pass. I might be giving him a pass strictly on the Devon Mitchell situation, or not holding him as high as much as culpable as some people will. But I'm not giving him a pass in terms of his overall performance. There's no pass to be given there.
Yeah, it's got to be better. It's got to be better. And I don't know, there's some thought out there. Maybe the fact that the Sooners got Devon Mitchell, maybe that affected Nate Roberts' decision. Who knows? But it clearly has to be better. Got to be. Okay, what else?
Krabby Sooner says, I'm sure there was evidence from high school that he was a knucklehead, but the coaches decided to look past it because he was a special talent, and now they're burnt.
I don't know if it would be knucklehead or maybe a little bit lazy. Who knows? I would think that they tried to do their best to find out, as much as they could about the kid. But, his relationship with Michael and Malik Hawkins, I'm sure, played a role. And the Sooners have done pretty well with Allen kids in the past, Heisman Trophy. But, who knows? Maybe you think, some of these coaches think, you know what, we'll work this kid. We'll coach him hard. What does Brent say? We're going to coach you hard, love you up harder, that kind of thing. But it just didn't take for him. That happens.
Chris Tate, a little bit off topic here, but I think this is a nice point. Do you think OU baseball is wasting Kyson Witherspoon on their series openers? It appears that with our lack of run support going against the other team's ace, it might make more sense to save him for the next game.
I don't know. Kate Anderson, was unbelievable in the opener, but both Witherspoons pitched well enough to win those games. They didn't get any run help at all. So I don't know if Skip would think about doing that. We'll see. But like I said, there was a lack of timely hitting. Didn't even have hardly any, people like, where's the chaos? Well, if you don't get many guys on base, there's not a lot of chaos to be had. And then when they had guys on base, they didn't have the clutch hits. So it was a lack of timely hitting. Both the Witherspoons pitched well enough to win their games.
And also you think about it, too. If you pitch a not as great pitcher against the other team's ace, now you're not really concerned about run support. You're concerned about giving up more runs than you otherwise would.
Yeah.
And then having to come from behind against the other team's ace, too.
Well, think about what they had. They had the bases loaded against Anderson in the first inning, right?
Yeah, they did.
Couldn't bring any runs in. So there you go.
It's almost starting to look like a Jacob deGrom situation, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. So the Sooners, by the way, will host Dallas Baptist tomorrow night, 6:30 at Mitchell Park. And then Vanderbilt coming in this weekend. And Oklahoma dropped to, it was 19 in the country. Vandy coming in at number 17 in the country. So it's a top 20 matchup, but the Sooners dropped 9 spots in the latest Division I baseball rankings. Okay, let's get some more in. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Turban Meyer says, I turned on the app right at the moment when Steely choked up, and I thought my man was getting emotional.
Dude, there are so many old problems I'm dealing with all the time, so who knows?
Tim from Bartlesville, Joe John moved the kid into his house to try to help him. Still didn't help. Yeah, look, I think Joe John, I think he did try to make it work. Like, I mean, sometimes there are things out of your control, and I think we've got to parse and dissect what's out of your control and what's not. That's why I don't hold him but so responsible in this whole debacle.
Well, and the thing is, this is going to be a genius-level thought here, so turn up the radio real quick. Turn up the radio. All right, turn it up. We deal so much in absolutes that everything, it's got to be Joe John Finley's fault or, and this is a product of all the idiocy out there. Here we go. On social media.
1234.
That it's always 100% somebody's fault or something's fault. Most of the time, there are percentages involved. It might be partially Joe John. It's probably more on the kid for not taking the work as seriously as he should or off-the-field stuff as seriously. But it's never just one person or one thing's fault. Very rarely. I mean, sometimes it is. The Unabomber, he was 100% at fault, right? Ted Kaczynski. But it's not that way in everything. But because of, I'm just saying that we always, because of, and it's kind of been that way in talk radio too, that there's always one thing or one person to blame. It's the officials. It's Joe John Finley. It's the schedule. It's the injuries. It's 100% Brent Venables. Or, it's most of this, I would say, would go on Devon Mitchell. Probably 90% of it. This situation, Now, if you're upset about Joe John Finley and they don't have a tight end who's making plays and producing a lot for Oklahoma, yes, you can blame a lot of that on Joe John Finley. He's the tight ends coach. Who else are you going to blame, right? So that's the way I look at it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to mark, if you're logging the time code of the show, 1234, genius comment from Steely, 1234, 47, 2025. Thank you very much.
That wasn't bad.
Thank you.
That's a really good rant. You spit some facts there.
But it is the fact. It's like on social media. Everybody thinks the solution is either 100% this or 100% that, and you're an idiot if you feel the other way. Where have we usually made progress when decisions are made? It's usually the John Nash game theory. Both sides win. You come to common ground. But like I said, we're becoming the biggest collection of idiots ever in the history of mankind. We might as well be carrying around clubs and trying to spark a fire for the first time because there's always one thing or one person to blame.
You think there's more idiots in the world now, or do you think more of those idiots have a voice?
I think more of those idiots have a voice. I think, unfortunately, we uncovered more idiots than we thought were out there. That's what I think. All right, let's take a break. Mike Steely, Grayson Singleton, our man Blake Gamble. Hit us up on YouTube. We'll join that chat as well. How big was that win for the Lakers yesterday, and
Talk to me.
Come on now. How tough was that loss for Oklahoma City?
Come on now.
Feels like tomorrow night there's maybe something on the line. We'll see who plays. But the Thunder got their butts kicked yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Not even close, bud, as John Bender said in the Breakfast Club. We'll talk about it when we get back here on the Ref.
Bleed Crimson? Love great Sooner talk? Join the Ref Army by downloading our free app. Toby and TJ, Plank and Josh, Steelman and Thune, and Teddy and Tyler. We have the Sooner experts. The Ref is home to Sooner fans worldwide.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Boys to Men, April 18th. America, April 26th. Patti LaBelle, May 2nd. And Scotty McCreery, May 10th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
The Mont invites you to come by and enjoy our high-quality food and drinks in our historic atmosphere. The Mont has won numerous awards, including Best Restaurant in Norman, Best Appetizer for our great queso, Best Exotic Drink for the original swirl, the Best Patio Dining for our beautifully landscaped patio. Come see the Town Tavern OU football scoreboards dating back to 1947. We'll see you at the Mont on the corner of Boyd and Classen, or call us at 329-3330.
Get ready for an unforgettable summer at the Young Family Athletic Center. Our summer day camps and sports leagues are the perfect way for young athletes to stay active, improve their skills, and have a blast. Whether your child is into basketball, volleyball, or pickleball, we've got open gym, leagues, and camps designed for all skill levels. Registration is now open for most summer activities, but space is limited. Don't miss out. Go to YFAC.com and make this summer one to remember. Exciting news for car buyers in Norman and surrounding areas. Sooner Kia of Norman is under new management with new construction coming soon. At Sooner Kia, they believe that every customer deserves excellent service and expert knowledge about their incredible Kia models. Whether you're interested in the sleek K5, the versatile Sportage, or the eco-friendly EV9 or EV6, they've got you covered. Join the Sooner Kia family today and discover how they're making car buying in Norman and OKC easier and more enjoyable than ever. Visit SoonerKia.com, where great deals and exceptional service meet.
They say if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, wait 5 minutes and check it again. Nope, not there yet. Ah, that's more like it. Being comfortable is important, and if it's -5 degrees or 100 degrees, Norman Air has you covered. Our impeccable quality and unbeatable service is what sets us apart from our competitors. It's just part of our mission to keep Oklahoma comfortable. Visit normanair.com for all your heating, air, plumbing, and electrical needs. Norman Air, service to the max.
At Primrose Funeral Service, we have been compassionately serving families for over 80 years. Do your loved ones a favor by pre-planning your funeral and cemetery arrangements. With pre-planning, Primrose can help eliminate the difficult decisions at a difficult time, because nobody should plan for a loss at the same time they are experiencing one. Our sincere commitment is to make things a little easier for you and your family. So contact Primrose Funeral Service at 405-321-6000 or visit them online at primrosefuneralservice.com.
Hey drivers, it's Ryan Blaney, your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion and driver of the number 12 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Do you know one of the most important things that helps keep my car going on the track? Tire pressure. Keeping your tires properly inflated is crucial for safe stopping power and better gas mileage. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by a local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm LaToya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Masters Week, and I will not be here Thursday and Friday. Parker will be out at Riverwind Casino on Friday. I'm taking Thursday and Friday off to watch Augusta, 6A to 6P. Very excited about that. Speaking of our friends at Riverwind Casino, we have new shows to tell you about. 3 of your favorite artists are going to be on stage at the Showplace Theater soon. July 11th, the Sawyer Brown Band. July 11th, the Sawyer Brown Band. August 1st, Tracy Lawrence at the Showplace Theater. And August 15th, Sammy Kershaw at the Showplace Theater. They just announced these shows earlier this morning. Tickets will go on sale this Friday, all right? So get online at riverwind.com. New shows, Sawyer Brown Band in July 11th. 2 new shows in August. Tracy Lawrence, August 1st, and Sammy Kershaw, August 15th. And don't forget to get out there and play with your wild card today. Get some extra entries for the 80K Spring Spins Wins promotional drawing. The Spring Spins and Wins promotional drawings on Friday night. You can get extra entries by getting some points on your wild card, your Riverwind wild card, 5 times the entries Monday and Tuesday. And again, new shows at, pardon me, the Showplace Theater in July, Sawyer Brown Band in August, Tracy Lawrence, also in August, Sammy Kershaw, and those tickets will go on sale Friday morning. So always great shows at Riverwind Casino, good times and great rewards. Also, always at Riverwind. Okay, it was very upsetting yesterday. Thunder trailed the Lakers by as many as 29 points. I mean,
upsetting for you.
Yes, it was very upsetting for me and Shay and all the dogs watching the game. I mean, they might as well have had Meadowlark Lemon out there hitting half-court shots from three-point range. The Lakers hit 15 of 22 in the first half. The Lakers hit, that's a record, 22, tied their season high. They shoot 55% from three-point range, and the Thunder, they just got their butts kicked yesterday. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, after the game, says that Oklahoma City, needs to stay focused no matter where they are in the standings, which is clearly they locked down the 1 seed a long time ago, but this is what Shai had to say about yesterday.
Whether we win or lose, our standing won't change. So, naturally it's going to slip in. Now, the challenge for every team is different, and the challenge is for us to make sure that we stay focused and continue to play with that sense of urgency, and we have in the last 2 nights, and we've gotten our butts whipped because of it. But every team has a challenge at some point. That's our challenge, and the Lakers are fighting for a spot. That's their challenge. Every team has a challenge, and they have to hit it head on, and they hit theirs head on tonight, and we didn't, and we got beat up for it because of it. After tonight, or after today, the next game should definitely give us a little added motivation for sure.
There you go. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. SGA 26 yesterday. J-Dub 16. Chet had 10. The Lakers just completely dominated the game. Luka 30. Austin Reeves had 20. LeBron had 19. Let's hear from Hillbilly Kobe, former Sooner Austin Reeves, one of the best third options in the league right now. Here's what he had to say after the Lakers' big win in OKC.
Austin, just the first quarter, where were you guys able to establish control of the game? What did you think stood out the most?
Defensively, we were locked in, and then obviously it helps when you shoot, really well from 3, 2, whatever. So, but I think it started on the defensive end, locked in, getting stops, running, and then, when it slowed down, we got into stuff that was good for us.
The three-point rhythm really clearly carried forward from you from the previous 2 games, but then it seemed like the whole team got ignited. Do you think is shooting contagious in that way when the teammates are knocking it down? Does it make it easier?
Yeah, I mean it's a good feeling when you see everybody making shots and you're just waiting for your opportunity to shoot one and for it to go in. So I think just playing the right way is contagious, and that's what we did tonight.
Just how significant of a win is it, considering the context of how tight things are in the West? OKC, how well they've been playing, and you guys coming in kind of looking for a signature road win.
Yeah, I mean it's huge. That they got the best record in basketball, I believe, and with where the standings are, you could go from 3rd to I think 8th in snap of a finger. So for us to come in here and play such a good team the way we did tonight is big, and hopefully we can continue that momentum to Tuesday.
There you go, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Teams that have beaten the Thunder twice this season now: Dallas, Denver, the Rockets, Golden State, Minnesota. The Lakers can join that group if they win, at the Paycom Center tomorrow night, 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Austin Reeves, the Austin Reeves story is
pretty dope.
Still amazing to me. Pretty amazing. Remember his last collegiate game in the tournament against Gonzaga? He was fantastic. And look, he was a good player at Oklahoma. The shot at TCU was one of his biggest shots, maybe the biggest shot of his career. But man, he has evolved into, like I said, one of the best third options in the NBA. No question about it. So we may get a little more in-depth on the Thunder a little bit later, but Luka Doncic, dude, the most highly skilled offensive player in the league.
It's either him or Jokic.
Jokic is really good too. Yeah, I would say you're right. When I'm not thinking about the assists, Luka can't play defense, but they got some great matchups, and we're looking for those matchups against Oklahoma City yesterday, and they exploited them big time.
And I'll tell you what, though, Luka has made strides defensively. He's not a traffic cone on defense anymore. He's trying, and occasionally he'll stay in front of somebody. But the matchup hunting, I mean, that's, you and I talked about it, I think, off air on Friday. I don't know if Oklahoma City is going to be able to play Hartenstein and Holmgren together for a long time. Not against the Lakers. With the way their screen game works, force you to switch everything, Luka hunted Hartenstein and then abused him when he got that switch.
He did, and then you saw that he got matched up on Case and Wallace a couple times, and LeBron did as well.
Yep.
And those guys, they're not only big, Luka's not in shape big, but he's still big. And LeBron is just a freak of nature.
260.
Still. Unbelievable. All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. And again, we are on YouTube as well. Sooner basketball news, by the way, if you didn't hear, they did get Tay Davis of Notre Dame. Remember, he visited recently, 6'9" forward, 15 points, 5 rebounds per game. Started his career at Seton Hall. Last year at Notre Dame, 48% from the field, 30% from three-point range. Kind of a little bit bigger version maybe of Jalen Moore, Notre Dame's second leading scorer. Also confirmed by OU basketball, and T-Row talked about this morning, that Dayton Forsythe told him, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not even thinking about going anywhere. But the players that we know are back for Oklahoma officially. Dayton Forsythe, Mo Wagee is coming back. Jadon Jones, who could be a 3-and-D guy, but it was injured all year. Jeff Wonkwo, who also was injured all year. Will Attack is also back. Plus you throw in the Tay Davis also, obviously. You throw in the three freshmen, Alec Blair, Kai Rogers, and Andres Holst, and that's the makeup of the Sooner roster so far. So we'll see. A lot more on the way, hopefully, for Oklahoma.
Need a point guard.
And Luke Northweather going to Mizzou. Of course, he was from the state of Missouri, maybe not a surprise, but Luke Northweather through the portal to Missouri. All right, you want to hit up some texts?
Let's do it.
You can do it.
Mark in Newcastle says, wait, did Parker really quit? No, Parker did not quit. Parker,
did we say that he quit?
No, I don't think we did.
Is that out there on Twitter or something?
Maybe, I don't know, the Texas Tech fans don't like him, so maybe they started that rumor. No, Parker did not quit. Parker will be back tomorrow.
Yeah, he went to Oregon for a family. It was a funeral on the White side of the family. So
yeah,
he'll be back. He's on his way back from the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail. Oh, man. A texture of the 580, going back to your rant from last segment. Unfortunately, we're breeding more idiots every day.
You got that right, because the goal of the people in power is to dumb you down. I don't care what your persuasion is politically. Those in power on both sides, they are trying to dumb you down and keep you down. An educated nation does not help those who want to continue to bilk you of your money. So they want as many dummies as they can get. And believe me, there are a lot of by God dummies out there. You believe that?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my life.
It always kills me that these billionaires, like, give some money to research or do something for some kids or something, and yet all they do is they want to take Joe America's more of his money when they already can't spend it in 3 lifetimes. I hope they burn you know where. All of them, well, not all of them. There are some that are pretty good that I'm sure do get, but you know the ones I'm talking about. They're all, you know, the wealthiest group. And I don't understand how do you need that much money? But I think it's the ego too. Well, I've got to have more than Bezos, or I've got to have more, you know. So anyway. Okay. Sorry. I got started. I'm putting the brakes on.
I mean, I did set you up for that one. I did throw you the lob on that one. Dr. H on the text line, going back to Devon Mitchell. It's a byproduct of the new college football. How many of us could have left high school a year early and been on our own with a 6-figure salary? Fair point.
Not many.
Fair point.
Man, if I'd have had that when I was 17, 18 years old, I would have blown through that so fast.
I probably would have blown through a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting to see, again, how this works out long term, because there are, we had talked about this last week. I wonder what percentage of American households make $100,000 a year or $150,000 a year.
Isn't that like a minute percentage now?
Yes, I would think so.
And what does 100K even mean these days?
And you're not Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island, or, you know, that's for sure. But, and you give these kids this much. It's what's amazing, and Parker talked about it last week, if all these salaries were listed like public information, and you saw a guy who made like 0 plays a year ago, or maybe wasn't very good at all, and making $125,000 a year, people would go ape, you know what. So maybe it's good that it isn't. But we talked about that after Brent made the comment to Josh Pate that probably 3/4 of the roster is making at least 6 figures.
Which good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're in a $1 billion plus industry. Good.
Yeah, it's my biggest concern is if you keep passing a lot of these costs, stop whining about rich people. You stop whining. You shut your mouth, loser, okay? 405, Mr. Nobody out there. Nobody knows who you are. You talk real big, don't you? I ain't got a real name. Stop whining. You shut your ass up. We'll be right back. Keep it here on the Ref.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Hi, this is Lisa Talley, broker and owner of Aria Real Estate Group. Aria Real Estate Group is Norman's premier full-service commercial and residential real estate brokerage and leasing and management firm. With our team of real estate agents, specialized property managers, and in-house maintenance team, Aria is here for you in every capacity. Whether you're a seller, a buyer, an investor, or a renter, we can help. Please explore our website at ariagroupok.com. Aria Real Estate Group, the gold standard of real estate.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Every year, over 4.5 million people are attacked by dogs. Almost half of these victims are children. A dog attack doesn't inflict only physical scars. The invisible ones are often even worse.
Dog attacks can cause devastating lifetime injuries. They can shatter our sense of safety.
At McIntyre Law, we understand the emotional toll of a dog attack. We are here to guide you on your path to recovery step by step. If a dog attack has affected your family, call us at 405-777-7000.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your back-to-back national champion Oklahoma softball team is coming to OKC. The Sooners host Game 1 of their series against the Mississippi State Bulldogs at Devon Park in OKC on Friday, April 18th. Come see the best college softball in the best conference on the biggest stage in prime time. Tickets are available at Soonersports.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Devon Park on April 18th at 6:30 p.m.
Do you like to stand out in a crowd while wearing the best in OU apparel? The Jimmy Austin Pro Shop carries the best brands you can wear to work or even dress up events. Lines such as Lululemon, Travis Mathew, FootJoy, Greg Norman, Grayson, or Turtleson with the OU and Jimmy Austin logo are sure to catch everyone's eye. You don't have to be a golfer to shop at Jimmy Austin. They also do corporate special orders for you and your company. Call them today, 405-325-6716, or visit theougolfclub.com for more information.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
All right, let's jump into hour number 2, everybody. Brought to you by our friends at High Tower Clinical trial opportunities in the metro area, doing great things here in the state of Oklahoma. No cost, no insurance needed to take part in the trials. Your meds are provided for free. Patients also compensated for their time, located in various locations in the Oklahoma City metro area. HighTowerClinical.com. If you want more information about the trials they do, what's involved, check out HighTowerClinical.com. Call or text 405-831-5905. That's 405-831-5905. Or check them out at HighTowerClinical.com. All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. I'm going to have some old man issues every now and then. Like I said, I liken it to you're watching a show and all of a sudden it kind of stops and the little wheel starts spinning and then it's going to come back, kind of like the FanDuel Sports app recently. At least it's not as bad as, what was the Bally Sports app? That thing
was an atrocity.
What kind of morons designed that app is what I want to know.
It was pretty bad.
It was really bad. Now, if you want a great app, ladies and gentlemen, hey, by the way, Blake put together under 4-7, he searched high and low for Masters Piano non-copyright music. We think this is going to be good. If we're off the air tomorrow, blame it on Blake Gamble. But we think it's good. So a little Masters background. There we go. Yeah, this is non-copyright. Just some dude playing it on his keyboard. So raining today at Augusta, if you got like practice round passes today, I would be very upset. Not cool. We're going to Augusta. We're going to Augusta. Oh my gosh, it's raining all day. Not cool. But I will not be here Thursday and Friday. Parker will do Riverwind on Friday and be watching the Masters. I was thinking about great apps. The Masters app, I don't think it's ever crashed. It's like Rain Man said, Qantas has never crashed. The airline, the Masters app has never crashed, as far as we know. And it's highly recommended. Plus, you can pick a Masters fantasy team. So there you go. All right, we'll see. We'll see if YouTube gives us a free pass on that. Hopefully they will. Okay, 405-651-3439. Big one tonight in San Antonio, the NCAA championship on the line. Houston has never won a national championship. Now, and by the way, if Kelvin Sampson gets this done, obviously it would be U of H's first natty, but it would also be his 800th victory. Does it feel like that might be in the cards, maybe?
It'd be a hell of a way to get your 800th win,
You're
I'll tell you that.
just rooting for Florida because of the brackets.
Duh.
Think about what the United States of America needs, a Houston championship. You're a college basketball guy, 83, You know who they lost to. One of the biggest upset of all.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the school.
Phi Slamma Jamma.
Yeah.
NC State.
That's right.
In Albuquerque.
Yeah. Was that Valvano's team?
Yep.
Yeah.
Next year, they lost to Patrick Ewing, Michael Graham,
and
Georgetown in Seattle. Now, 1968, they got to the Final Four because one of their greatest players, and you saw he was there, Elvin Hayes, they beat UCLA in the Astrodome in what was the biggest college basketball game ever at the time. Nationally televised. They sold out the Houston Astrodome for Elvin Hayes versus Lou Alcindor, who would later become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And it was a gigantic upset that Houston won the game. So in the Final Four, they met again, and UCLA won by 32 the second time around. And Lou Alcindor dominated. And then they went on to beat North Carolina in the championship. But Houston, Kelvin has resurrected that program and has done a fantastic job. And I think rebuilt his image, which was not good at all in college basketball for a while. And you think back to the text, the illegal, improper texts and everything. But I think when he got caught the second time around in Indiana, that's when it really didn't look good. But again, he's come back and arguably is the best coach in college basketball right now. I think he has the toughest program in college basketball. Somebody's an old Washington Bullets fan. Elvin Hayes, Bobby Dandridge, Wes Unseld. Yes, that was a great Bullets team back in the day. The Big E had a great turnaround jump shot, no doubt. Wes Unseld, if I'm not mistaken, won Rookie of the Year and MVP. And I think he was like 22 years old, Wes Unseld, one of the great rebounders and outlet passers in the history of basketball. Okay.
His son coaches the Wizards right now.
Yeah, how about that, right? Wes Unseld, those Bullets teams, of course, political correctness got us. And if you know what the situation was like in D.C., it probably was good that they didn't keep that name. But
yeah.
But man, I love that logo and everything. I thought those uniforms were so cool.
Well, they still use the logo.
They still do.
Obviously, it says Wizards instead of Bullets now, but
those were cool unis back in the day. And remember one of the series against the old Warriors back in the day when Rick Barry shot the underhanded free throws?
Well, no, I don't remember that.
I didn't like Rick Barry. I thought it was he made every one he shot, of course, but dude, don't shoot free throws underhanded, you wimp. But when you shoot like 92%, I guess don't change it. Okay, let's hear from Kelvin Sampson. Maybe Minnesota, maybe that's what happened, by the way. Did the old man swallow his Copenhagen? I'm trying to cut back. I need to cut it off completely. But here's Kelvin Sampson after their win. I was so close. We were watching Netflix, and I was watching Houston Duke on my phone. Right there, I've got a little area where I can set up the phone. I can see our series, and I can watch. And I'm like, oh, man, dang it. And I was getting ready when I think they were up 8, and it was, I don't know how much, was it like a minute 49 or something like that?
Around there.
I'm thinking, should I just get out of this, or I'll hang with it? And they came back. They had the 9-0 run in the last 33 seconds. They were down, was it 16 or 14 with 8 minutes left in the game? And I was thinking, great run, Kelvin, but it's going to end again. But just a fantastic comeback. Let's hear from Kelvin Sampson again. This was after his team's gritty comeback win over the Dukies Saturday night.
No one ever loses at anything as long as you don't quit. It's not lucky that they do what they do because that's work. They trust their work. They trust their teammates. I hear what people say. You know, Duke this, Duke that. Duke's great. John Shire is awesome. But don't sleep on Houston. Don't sleep on Houston. We weren't 34-4 playing in the Toy Poodle League. We were 19-1 in the Big 12. Playing in the Big 12 helped us. Shout out to my Big 12 brethren, Coach Brett Yormark, and all the great coaches in the Big 12.
Did he say Coach Brett Yormark?
I think he did.
Interesting.
We'll give him a pass.
Well, I saw some people on Twitter saying, oh, I love what Kelvin said, respect him a lot, but shouldn't have taken a shot at the ACC. I'm like, what?
He absolutely should have.
But was he calling the ACC the Toy Poodle League?
Yes.
Because
he said Duke played a very soft, Cottonelle soft schedule.
Did he say that?
No, that's what he was insinuating.
Implying. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know. I guess a toy poodle is kind of the show poodle that prances around or whatever at Westminster. Maybe that's it. I'm too dumb to get what he was saying there. But they're tough, man. They're really tough. Great respect for Kelvin. And they do it with who was it? Which of the players said, man, he puts you through the grinder. He's either going to make you or break you.
I think it was Jawan Roberts that said that, the big man.
Yeah. So good for them, man. That was a lot of fun. I just hope they can get it done tonight. I think it would be fantastic. Look, how much longer? Kelvin is what? He's in his early 70s
he
now,
is
right?
69. They were just doing something about him on SportsCenter.
He's not quite 70 then. But, you know, he looks good for his age.
Mm-hmm.
He might could do it 5-10 more years. We'll see.
I think 10 might be pushing it, but
yeah.
especially coaching with the kind of intensity he does. I tell you what, though, how often is it that we get in any sport a team that is so physically based? Their game is based on physicality, but they're so likable. I feel like that doesn't come around very often, where a team bullies people around, and we actually find them likable. Like Kelvin and Juwan Roberts and L.J. Cryer and Sharp. We like those guys.
The most evil team of all time was the Bad Boy Pistons.
Exactly, and that was my first thought.
Bill Laimbeer should rot in hell for what he did to Larry Bird. I mean, turn the heat up as high as you can turn it up for Bill Laimbeer. To take down Larry Joe Bird the way he did, that guy, just thinking about him. Running out that stupid warm-up that said Bill, the worst. You were un-American if you rooted for the Pistons and you weren't from Detroit.
Are you un-American if you root for the Pistons now?
Maybe, but that team...
Because I kind of like this Pistons team this year.
Well, I told you that, or did I tell Parker? I was waiting on Shay, who was working a little later than she normally would. We were getting ready to watch a show. Or maybe it was a Thunder game. I can't remember. But in the meantime, I had a couple hours to spare. So I pulled up YouTube, cast it to the smart TV in the living room, and I was watching nothing but Larry Bird trash-talking videos. Other NBA players talking about, Bird was the big trash talker ever, man. Have you ever seen or any of those stories, heard those?
Yeah, I have, but
do
you need other YouTube recommendations? Why were you just watching Larry Bird smack talking people?
It's very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. I also did watch Bird and Magic Courtship of Rivals, which was an HBO documentary, which was really good.
That was a good one too. Have you watched that Celtic City one?
I have, yes.
That Bill Simmons did?
Is the next episode out?
I don't know. I haven't started it yet.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah, he and his dad. His dad's in. Bill Simmons, you can get through the whining. Bird was a great man.
I like Bill. I've always been a fan of Bill Simmons.
He's really knowledgeable. It's just the whiny little wimpy, stuffed in a locker voice from junior high school. But he's very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. And his dad talked about their memories of being at the game, when – what was it? When the Celtics, no AC in Boston Garden, of course, and the Lakers would come in, it'd be like 99 degrees. Kareem would have to be hidden the oxygen mask. That's the way it should be done. But
what?
That's a home court advantage right there. Billy used to turn up the he would not have the AC working when OU played a lot of those teams.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The Lloyd Noble would be basically a crock pot, pretty much, a slow steamer. Work to OU's advantage as well. Got to have some gamesmanship.
That's hilarious.
405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
832 Mike starts us off. Brett Yomark is a hoe.
The Big Dipper won Rookie of the Year and MVP, and as in 1960, averaging 38 and 27. Yeah, Will Chamberlain's numbers were unbelievable, man. No doubt about it.
38 points per game at 27. How is that possible?
He was bigger and more athletic than anybody else.
I guess.
It wasn't even close. And he was a phenomenal athlete. I mean, he wasn't just a great basketball player. He was a phenomenal athlete. Everybody hated Georgetown as well. Back in the day, I don't know why I liked Georgetown. Maybe it's because I drafted them in my basketball pool we used to have in college all the time. I still remember the St. John's Georgetown game with Louis Carnesecca wearing the lucky sweater at Madison Square Garden, and then John Thompson showing up with the same lucky sweater. What a great game that was, by the way. But yeah, they were the bad boys too back in the day, Georgetown.
Four-star Tatum in the 918. As Texas's Mike White would say, Kelvin may have insinuated that the ACC is a toy poodle league, but he didn't actually say that.
We just ran that Friday in the dumbass class.
Well
I didn't
done.
say she cheated. I may have insinuated that, but I didn't say she cheated.
Well done, Kato.
Do we have the dumbass clip? Let's play that back.
Oh, man.
He was listening. This was Mike White in the dumbass clip of the week classic.
Give me a second.
So that would have been 4-4. Was that today? Yeah, dumbass clip of the week classic. Mike White. I may have said she didn't say she cheated. I may have insinuated she cheated. Here it is. Mike White.
You're a stupid dumbass.
And so now it gets blown up like I'm calling her Coach Gasso a cheater, which is nothing of the sort, which, that was my own video, my own media guy doing that. I mean, what the heck are you doing, So I don't think it was very fair, but, I've got to live with it. And if Coach Gasso thinks I called her a cheater, I apologize. I did not. I mean, insinuated, maybe, whatever, but I certainly did not.
You suck, you jackass.
Whoa!
Shut up, dumbass.
Stop talking.
I may have insinuated that. That's my own video guy, too. What the hell?
How many people's careers or how many people's reputations would have been saved if they just shut the you-know-what up?
Yeah. Mike White.
Oh, man. That was a good pull by K-Dub, though.
We do have Bedlam softball, by the way, coming up Wednesday night, Devon Park. There are a few tickets still left. 6:30, Sooners and the Cowgirls going at it at Devon Park. 6:30 again on Wednesday. And then OU plays 7 p.m., my bad. 7 p.m. for that matchup. And then the Sooners play at Alabama. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in Tuscaloosa. So there you go. Just heard from a buddy of mine at Augusta. There's rain today. We made it in the gate, 2 hours in the merch line, dropped $2K, walked out. They sounded the siren as we had to leave.
Dropped $2,000 on Masters merch.
Yeah, you can do that. 1 year I spent $4,800. It's ridiculous.
What the?
Thankfully, Shay and I don't have joint accounts because it would have been $4,800 Augusta National. But that's what I recommend, gentlemen. Keep your own accounts. Shay could go to Dillard's she doesn't get out nearly as much as she used to, but if she came back with like 7 Dillard's bags, I never batted an eye, ever. Okay, good. I got some new outfits. How many did you get? 12. Oh, great. That's good. That's the best way to go instead of, did you just spend $100 here or something? Don't do it. That would be my advice to you young people who are thinking of getting married. Keep your own accounts. Keep them separate.
Consider me advised.
Never have had one issue ever. That's how you drop a lot of money at the Augusta National Golf Club and not even worry about it. Okay, got to take a break. 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Jesse Crittenden on the way next. We'll talk what else. Sooner Sports next here on the Ref.
Considering refinancing your mortgage? Now might be the perfect time to start planning. With rates on the move, Stride Bank can help you determine if you may be able to lower your monthly payments, shorten your loan term, or tap into your home's equity. Stride's expert mortgage advisors will work with you to tailor a solution that fits your needs. With local roots and national reach, Stride Bank is your go-to partner for all your banking needs. Stride Bank, your trusted financial partner since 1913. Find out more at stridebank.com. Stride Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We all play a role in keeping our communities safe. Oklahoma is no stranger to attacks. It's now easier than ever. If you see something, say something. The free and anonymous Protect OK app allows instant reporting of suspicious activity, both in schools and the community. You can help keep your family and friends safe.
Protect OK.
Protect OK.
Protect OK.
Protect OK.
Download the Protect OK app today in the Apple App or Google Play stores. Funded by the Oklahoma Office of Homeland Security.
Looking for a trusted, locally owned and operated roofing company in Oklahoma? Black Thunder Roofing is a top-rated Home Advisor Elite Service Award winner and recipients of multiple Angie Superior Service Awards. They can do it all. Black Thunder also does free inspections and estimates. Locally operated in Norman and Edmond, Black Thunder Roofing serves OKC's metro area south to Purcell, Noble, Blanchard, as well as Yukon, Mustang, Bethany, and Piedmont. Visit blackthunderroofing.com or call 405-473-8028 for your free estimate today.
Tired of your current living situation? Now is the best time to make a move. Interest rates are dropping, and Home Creations is offering the best financing around with rates as low as 3.625%. This will save you hundreds per month on your brand new Home Creations home. Live like a champion today by calling Holly at 405-364-9999 for full details.
364-9999, it's Home Creations.
APR 6.508%.
At Confidence Ford of Norman, we believe in living up to our name. Our commitment to confidence is in everything we do. Whether you're searching for the perfect vehicle from our extensive selection of new Ford models or pre-owned cars, our dedicated team will help you every step of the way. Because with us, you're family. We're conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership where confidence is Cavender.
Hi, everybody. Toby Rowland here for one of my favorite places to golf, the Trails Golf Club in Norman. The Trails offers great golf activities for the entire family. Men's and Ladies Golf Association events, summer junior golf for the kids, plus club fittings throughout the year. The Trails also has great family social events, monthly special dinners, plus holiday brunches and catering. When you're looking for the perfect place to golf, check out the Trails Golf Club in Norman. Contact Zane Alexander today at 405-364-3790 or visit trailsgolf.com.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Good lighting is an absolute necessity these days, but not all lights are created equal. Did you know that you can reduce the energy consumption of a light fixture by up to 85% by converting to LED? Sounds like a great opportunity, but finding the right LED product isn't always easy. At Wade Electric, they have the knowledge and experience to provide an LED conversion that will save you money and stand the test of time. Whether in your home or office, get the right money-saving LED product the first time and call Wade Electric today at 405-329-1940 to receive a free estimate.
We were in the hallway, chatting, and Patty was our graphics designer who does a fantastic job. In the hallway closet, there's an old Associated Press wire service machine. That thing belongs at Jurassic Park. I mean, that thing is archaic. But
I didn't even know what it was.
That's where I used to rip some of our stories and scores. You couldn't get scores. I would come in here when I first started working here, before I was getting paid, and they'd give me a key to the place because, I went out and did all the dirty work. Back when you had to pay your dues to actually do something.
We are not having this conversation again. Oh, okay.
So anyway,
okay.
By the way, did you call Jesse?
Yeah, he's on hold.
Okay, hang on one second. So anyway, I would come out after, let's say, usually I didn't get to party very much, but let's say I went out to O'Connell's or something on a Saturday night.
Sure.
When I wasn't covering an event, I would come back here, unlock the place, and go check the West Coast basketball scores on that machine. And then we upgraded to one that kind of had the faster, printed faster. But that thing is still in here. That thing is, you talk about an antique, it's still there. It says Associated Press. And you had to read like this. This just off the Associated Press wire service. I think everybody read the news like Ted Baxter. So.
Dude, the more you and like people like my pops who are like around the same age, the more y'all tell me about like how things used to be, it does befuddle me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And now the news. Okay, we used to have a guy in Wichita Falls on TV. He was a nice guy, but he and if there was something really bad that happened, he would always lead with tragedy today. I'm Jerry May.
Damn.
Tragedy today. I'm Jerry May. And then tell us what the tragedy was. Okay, he's no tragedy. He is a wealth of information on the Sooners. He is Jesse Crittenden from OU Insider. Where do we start? Let's start with Sooner basketball. As they get Tay Davis from Notre Dame, we know who's coming back. What do you think about the Sooners' new portal arrival in Tay Davis from Notre Dame?
First of all, I got to say I really appreciate the segue to my interview there, Steely. That was top-notch.
Sans, a seasoned veteran here. You're welcome. Yes.
That's right. That's right. No, look, I think getting Tay Davis is a big get for OU. I mean, it's a different kind of portal addition than OU has had under Porter Moser the last few years. I mean, one, he's a pretty well-known name. He comes from a Power 4 program. I mean, OU has had to do a lot of portal diving, from some mid-majors and, from some JUCOs and other programs. So to get a Power 4 addition is a big deal. And also he's a guy that brings, immediate size. He's 6'9". So if you're thinking about, kind of filling that Jalen Moore void, which is a big void for OU to try to fill, you couldn't have really done that much better than Tay Davis. So not only is he a 6'9" guy that can kind of play the 4 or maybe some small ball 5, he scored a decent amount for Notre Dame last year, averaged over 15 points per game. I think if you're looking for anything that might be an issue, he hasn't been a great shooter consistently. But when you think about what this team needs, again, if you're trying to fill the Jalen Moore void, if you're looking to get some size, you're looking to get an interior presence, some interior scoring, he's a guy that can fill that void. So again, if you're thinking about where this roster is right now and just how many guys this program is losing, you go up and down the list of how many things this roster needs and how many players are trying to replace. Getting Tay Davis to start out the portal additions is a pretty good get for this program.
Is it a 100%? Well, you can never be 100% on anything, but it looks pretty solid that Porter's definitely going to be at Oklahoma. What do you think?
Yeah, I think at this point, I think they're moving forward. Both Porter and this program are moving forward as if he would be back. If he'll be back this next season. Obviously he had been tied to Villanova. He had been tied to Texas A&M. I think those things were real. I think there was real smoke there. And again, it's crazy how much things can change in the span of several weeks, to go from wondering if there was a future between Porter and this program to all of a sudden he gets OU to the NCAA tournament and maybe you have a little bit more leverage. I do think there was some interest there in those two openings, but it was never a done deal. It was never a sure thing. And things can always change, right? The college basketball season isn't even technically over yet, but so things can change. OU knows that better than anybody. But yeah, I think, getting a guy, adding a portal addition today, some other things that have happened over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I think you can, unless something changes drastically and very suddenly, I think you can assume moving forward that it's going to be another year of Porter Moser next year.
So you get Tay Davis in tow from Notre Dame. Obviously, there's still work to do in the transfer portal before you finalize your roster for next year. What's the next big thing Oklahoma needs to get? Is it a point guard? Is it another big? In your opinion, what is that?
Everything. Can I say a little bit of everything?
Sure.
I think to your point, you look at what OU is bringing back, and they're bringing back good pieces. Bringing back Dayton Forsythe's a big deal. Bringing back Jadon Jones is a big deal. You've got guys that I think are going to be rotation pieces for you next season. But when you're thinking about what you're trying to replace, the hole left by Jeremiah Fears is a huge deal, and not only just from his having a legitimate college basketball star and everything he did, but he ran the offense. This entire offense was predicated around him and his playmaking and scoring. So everybody wants a first option perimeter player, right? Everybody wants a top guard, and you can look up and down the roster of what else OU needs. They're going to need. Just like they have the last several years, you're going to need an interior presence. You need a big man. You look at some of these other pieces you're losing, like Duke Miles and Kobe Elvis. You could certainly use some more wings, and some secondary creators. But I think that's going to be the major hole if OU can fill it this offseason, is getting, a primary playmaking / scoring guard. Unless you think Dayton Forsythe can grow into that role, which, hey, he certainly showed some flashes. If there's anybody to be excited about with the program right now, it's what Dayton Forsythe can be. But given how much Jeremiah Fears meant to this offense. He was the offense towards the end of the year. I think if you want to hopefully get a guy that you can kind of run your offense around on the perimeter, and if not, I think the number one thing is to get a couple or several guard options that I think can give you different playmakers around the perimeter.
All right, by the way, YouTube chat, I see you over there. Old man will get to you. It's going to be about 30 minutes too late, of course, but I'm going to get there. JP405, Sooner Cowboy, says he's going to Augusta on Saturday. How about that? And by the way, the best one over there on the YouTube chat, JP405, Steely is spitting facts. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Most of the time, yes. I have, if you have the independent machine in here and listen to the show, that machine will tell you 98.7% facts on a daily basis. So, just saying. All right, your thoughts on the Devon Mitchell departure from Norman? How much of this was this all 100% coaches? What went wrong there? Because this was a kid that a lot of Sooner fans are very excited about, and for whatever reason, the marriage is over.
Yeah, I think more than anything, it's just disappointing. It's a disappointing outcome, I think, both from a personal standpoint for Devon Mitchell, the fact that the kid is clearly incredibly talented. I think anybody that's watched his film, I've seen him in practice. There's clearly a very, very high potential, a very high ceiling there. So I think it's not only disappointing that it didn't work out for him at Oklahoma, but it's incredibly disappointing that for Oklahoma that it didn't work out at Oklahoma. Given how much of a need there is at tight end for somebody not only to emerge, but for somebody to give, to have a real ceiling emerge at tight end. Devon Mitchell, in a lot of ways, I think they were putting a lot of hopes on him to develop. So I think it's just disappointing all the way around. The reality is that it wasn't working. And Devon Mitchell said it himself at the end of last season that he didn't play because the maturity just wasn't there yet. And given that he wasn't only just a true freshman, but he was a should-be high school senior, right? He was even younger than most freshmen. Brent Venables alluded to that. That the maturity needed to come along. And really over the last several months, I think this coaching staff had put a lot of resources into trying to develop him and to trying to get this to work. So, I understand if there's been any big source of frustration the last couple seasons, it's clearly been at the tight end position, right? And Joe John Finley is probably atop of a lot of fans' grievances, and reasonably so. I get it, but I think in this instance, it just wasn't going to work. This marriage wasn't going to work between these two sides, and even being at practice these last few weeks for spring ball, it was clear that even though there was an opportunity for Devon Mitchell to rise up and even be the number one, maybe even as early as this spring, even though he's just a true sophomore. Jaron Kanik is more and more emerging as the number one tight end option here, and given that he's a guy that had not played tight end in college, he's just made the transition to offense over the last several weeks. The fact that he was emerging even more so than Devon Mitchell, I think, was a big indication that it just wasn't progressing like it had hoped. So I think the reality is OU can't afford to wait on him to develop. That's how dire things are right now, not only at tight end, but I think for the season as a whole and how much pressure there's going to be in the fall. They can't afford to wait on him to grow quickly. And I think for him being a guy with so much potential, some team is gonna take a chance on him. So I think it's disappointing. I think you would have hoped it would have lasted a little bit longer, but I think it was clear that even before the end of spring, things just weren't working out here.
I was laughing at myself on YouTube. I look like a freeze frame. I was looking up at the TV, and I look like, the meme that the guy is getting ready to say something at the meeting, the old school Norman Rockwell painting, right?
Yeah.
That's how I looked. I'm so freaking old. It's just ridiculous. All right, Jesse, real quick, Bedlam softball coming up this week. We are looking at Wednesday, 7 p.m. What are we thinking? It's kind of a different year for both squads. How about the Bedlam softball matchup?
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup and about as good as a midweek game as you're going to get, really, for either program. I think more than anything, it's just cool that that this series, that this rivalry is continuing in some form in softball. The fact that it's going to be, at Devon Park is, on ESPN2 is going to raise the stakes a little bit. And even though this is a non-conference game, I can guarantee you both programs want to come in here and win. I mean, I think for Oklahoma State in particular, it hasn't been a bad season for them by any means, but, definitely I think a lot of people, myself included, were, projecting them to be at the top of the Big 12. That just hasn't been the case so far. I mean, they're 5-5 in conference. They're 23-11 overall. So a good team, but I don't think they have been quite as elite as they were hoping they would be. And then I think for OU, I mean, you got a couple of wins last week against St. Thomas and and UCF. That's a decent way to bounce back, from that Tennessee series. But I think if you're Oklahoma, you still have so many ways that you can grow. And this is the last midweek game. I mean, from here, it's going to be tough conference series after tough conference series. And you think about how much is up in the air right now. I mean, we saw Ella Parker, she finally gets the grand slam against UCF. That was much needed, both for her in this offense, but obviously, she's got to get going. We saw Audrey Lowry come back in the circle. She had been gone for a few weeks. So I think for OU, I mean, this is still a good Oklahoma State team. I think it's a really good measuring stick, and I think this is going to be a good indicator for, a few of these players and where they're at this game. And then I think you think about this Alabama series this coming weekend. I mean, this is going to be a telling week for Oklahoma to have Bedlam and then going to Tuscaloosa. So it should be a fun one. And I think the fact that it's in Oklahoma City just it adds another layer to this rivalry, and it's cool that it's getting to continue.
Jesse, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Talk to you soon. Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. As we go to a break, pull up that 580 text. We're heading to a break. We're going to come back with nothing but texts and chatters on YouTube. Good Lord, how old is Steely? Each time I think he's old, he says, hold my beer.
I think that was after you started talking about
the AP wire, the machine.
Either that or the joint, or not having joint accounts in a marriage.
Yeah, well, to me, it's a great system. There's no worry. As long as the creditors don't come calling, you're good. And they haven't come calling. So
I mean, Travis from California, I've been married 27 years with joint accounts. No issues. However, spending $4,800 on Masters merch seems excessive and silly.
Hey, it's whatever you like, right? You know me. I'm a huge fan of the Masters, and was it excessive? Yeah, it was. It was. I'll admit to that. But, it's some people, that spend money on freaking overalls or something. I consider that silly.
If you got it, spend it.
To each their own.
To each their own, and if you got it and you worked for it, spend it.
But I admit it was excessive. And by the time, because you ship it back, and by the time like 12 different boxes showed up on our door, Shay didn't really say anything like, it looks like you had fun in Augusta. I'm like, yeah, it was pretty good. Got like 9 new quarter zips, some hats, some belts, all kinds of stuff. So, yes, was it excessive? Hand up. I say yes. I plead guilty. All right, we're going to break, come back. Nothing but your texts on the way next, right here on the home of Sooner fans.
This is Dion Burks, and you're listening to The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.
Your back-to-back national champion Oklahoma softball team is coming to OKC. The Sooners host Game 1 of their series against the Mississippi State Bulldogs at Devon Park in OKC on Friday, April 18th. Come see the best college softball in the best conference on the biggest stage in prime time. Tickets are available at Soonersports.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Devon Park on April 18th at 6:30 p.m.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
Belmar Golf Club offers a whole new world of recreation and excitement. Our Junior Olympic-sized swimming pool offers a family-friendly atmosphere with poolside food and beverages perfect for all types of summer pool parties. In addition to the best golf course in Oklahoma, Belmar is also a great place to hold corporate and fundraising events, as well as magnificent and memorable wedding ceremonies. Call 405-364-0111 or stop by 1025 East Indian Hills Road and check out our first-class facilities and exceptional service.
I'm State Farm Agent Julia Chu, and you already know our office is a place to turn for your insurance and financial needs. Now that place has changed to 701 Wall Street. While the location may have changed, the commitment of our team is as strong as ever. So whether you already know us or want the one-of-a-kind service offered by the Julia Chu Agency, call us at 329-3311 or come visit at our new location, 701 Wall Street, right on the corner of Boardwalk and Wall Street in Norman.
Schumacher Law Group, when experience matters. Tracy Schumacher is a former prosecutor and former district judge. Whether it's a probate challenge, criminal charges, or contentious divorce proceedings, experience matters. The attorneys at Schumacher Law Group provide compassionate, knowledgeable advice, all while fighting for your best interests. Find Schumacher Law Group online at lawgroupok.com or call 405-701-1882. Hometown lawyers ready to fight for you when experience matters.
Landmark Fine Homes is a custom home builder in Oklahoma City. Our commitment is to build energy-efficient, custom-quality crafted homes around the metro OKC area. If you are looking to build your first home or last, Landmark Fine Homes is the builder for you. We have many floor plans to choose from, or bring us one that you already have. We have communities throughout the metro, or we will build on your lot. Call 405-347-5991 and let Landmark Fine Homes help turn your dreams into a reality.
Are you looking for a luxury apartment for rent in Norman? The Falls at Brookhaven offers stunning 2- and 3-bedroom spacious floor plans with large walk-in closets, washer and dryer hookup, and a fabulous kitchen in a well-maintained, calm environment. From plush carpet to sleek stainless steel appliances to a pool, 24-hour fitness, and 2 dog parks, the Falls at Brookhaven has it all. Call our locally owned and operated community at 405-701-8233 or go online to thefallsatbrookhaven.com for a free tour and see what living in luxury is like.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Our friends at Riverwind Casino have done it again, ladies and gentlemen. The very best entertainment options for you happening all the time at Riverwind. Next up, we have shows here in the month of April. America, Saturday, April 26th, and then we have Boys to Men on a Monday, April 28th. In May, Patti LaBelle, the Randy Rogers Band, Scotty McCreery in the month of May. In June, some great comedy shows. Jay Leno with Arsenio Hall coming to the Showplace Theater on Friday night, June 6th, and the comedy of Nick Swardson, Saturday, June 7th. Well, I can tell you this. We also have 3 new shows announced today. In July, the Sawyer Brown Band, July 11th at Riverwind at the Showplace Theater. Also, 2 shows in August. August 1st, Tracy Lawrence. August 15th, Sammy Kershaw. Tickets go on sale for these 3 shows beginning this Friday, April 11th, all right? So get ready to get online at riverwind.com. Or if you're out at the casino, just stop by the box office later Friday morning. Tickets go on sale this Friday, April 11th. July 11th, Sawyer Brown Band. August 1st, Tracy Lawrence, and August 15th, Sammy Kershaw. And get out and play with your wild card. If you don't have a Riverwind wild card, go get one, man. They're awesome. You don't have to, they're free. You can upgrade your wild card if you want to, but your good standard issue Riverwind wild card is going to help you a lot with promotions, with discounts. And, you'll be able to hear your name called in some of these drawings they have, of course, like the 80K Spring Spins and Wins promotional drawings this month on Friday nights. And don't forget, we have Beats and Bites coming back this summer, the Outdoor Food and Music Festival. This will be the 9th year for Beats and Bites with incredible music, all the best local food trucks out there as well, retail vendors, great time outdoors. June 14th, Josh Turner and Edwin McCain. July 19th, Rick Springfield on the I Want My 80s tour. And you'll have a fireworks show after the Rick Springfield show as well. In August, how about sharing the stage? Kansas and Starship, both on August 9th. And then September 5th, Gary Allen with Drive. Tickets just went on sale last Friday. Get your tickets at riverwind.com or at the box office. Tickets for each show are $10 a piece. They also have a season pass for Beats and Bites that's really inexpensive, and you get some cool Riverwind swag with that. So just have a great time at Riverwind Casino. Win a jackpot. Win some of these promotional drawings. Go see a great show, indoors, outdoors, great bars and dining. They have it all at Riverwind Casino. Okay, are you ready to work some texts in?
Why not?
Let's do it. Let's close it out that way. Tyler's on with you on Locked In, right?
Yep, it'll be me and Tyler in the 2 o'clock hour.
Sounds good.
Should be fun. Tyson from Stigler gets us started on this segment. Steely, you must really dislike country folk.
What? I mean, I don't dislike.
You were talking about people spending exorbitant amounts of money on overalls.
Oh, well, that was just a stupid joke. The farm people are the backbone of this country. My dad worked a farm growing up, and he tried to get me. He also worked as a mechanic in the National Guard. He tried to show me the ways of how to be the fix-it guy. And, like, I can remember him working on the car. Hey, go give me a 3/16 wrench, or whatever. And I'm like, what? Okay. And then I'd hand him the wrong wrench. He finally gave up and just said, this kid is not a mechanical, he's a creative genius. So I just need to stop it. That's right. You can always hire it out. That was our process back in the day. You don't need to do your own work. Hire it out. That's what money's for. Hire it out. Hi-oh! That's what we called it. You hire it out. H-I-O.
Travis from California. Steely just showing us his FU money. Not only the merch, but the 4,000 square foot crib.
There's no FU money, Travis. Shay and I are comfortable. I'll just say that. There's no FU money. I'd take some, but I don't have some. So anyway, okay.
And then there's our daily Bob Stoops appearance.
I usually leave as well. Okay, guys, have a great day. Hope your show features great execution, all right? So,
like, for the people listening, it is not a stretch to say that Steely, as soon as he gets off the air, turns into Bob Stoops when he's walking out of the studio.
That's how I exit. Have a great day, all right? So, Bob's classic.
I never paid attention to how Bob Stoops sounded when I was a kid growing up watching Oklahoma. But when we've done these interviews with him and we played his sound and then I was on the Rush and we had him on a couple weeks ago with me and Parker, you sound exactly like him when you do this.
I don't know if it's exact. Hopefully it's
pretty
close, but Bob's great. By the way, hey, Steely, can you play the Portal Auctioneer? So I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, what date was that have been?
I got that off the Twitter machine, as Ed Orgeron called it. I wonder if I put that in there. No, it would have been maybe towards the end of March, would be my guess.
Yeah, we'll have to find it somewhere else.
Yeah, go to like 3-30 or something. But, yeah, we had the that's basically what it's become, right? 3-29 or maybe 4-1. It's somewhere in that range.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Let's keep going through this.
I forgot about that because I do like it, though. We should keep using that. And I don't think it's copyrighted.
I would imagine not. Mark in Newcastle. Steely, did your pops teach you how to run your oil dry in your car? Is there a story behind this or something?
Oh, the story is I'm an idiot. I was driving down the road in a old Pontiac Fiero when the car just pretty much shut down. And luckily I was able to coast it into like a gas station because there was an exit. So I hit the exit and was able to maneuver it. Finally, the power steering went out, but I was able to get it at least to this gas station parking lot. I had to call somebody in a payphone, by the way, because we had like the old school cell phones that were like the brick cell phones. So I found somebody on a payphone in some convenience store, called the guy over. He came to look at it. And I said, I'm not sure where the issue is. I mean, it seemed like it would be an electrical deal, but he looked at it and he said, quotes, "It ain't got a drop of oil in it. It's bone dry." And I said, really? I thought the oil just stayed in there. This was early on in my driving career, and he looked at me like, this might be the biggest moron I've ever encountered in an automotive situation. But that was it. I can still remember it. It ain't got a drop of oil in it, man. It's bone dry. That's not good for your car, I can tell you, kids.
Well, see, my last car, it was funny because I got the oil changed in one place, and they told me it's good for a certain mileage, and then I took it, and so I was like, okay, I had just reached that mileage they told me.
Did you risk it? Go beyond it? Or?
Well, no. So I went beyond it by like 10 miles.
Yeah.
So I went and got it changed after that mileage, and the people at Walmart where I got my oil change were like, yeah, there's no oil in here. I'm like, how? And they're like, yeah, like you need to get it changed like every 3,000 miles. I was like, these other people told me like 5,000.
How did you not have any oil and keep driving when I didn't have any oil and the car just said, that's it, I quit?
God is good.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you on that one.
Yeah, I think if I go, I've been saved, so I'm very confident I'm going upstairs rather than downstairs in the afterlife. But if somehow I do go downstairs, I think what your own personal Hades would be, the worst possible job that you could have. And mine would be auto mechanic because I wouldn't be able to fix anything. I'm not dogging the mechanics. I'm just saying that's the job they would give me, or like NASCAR pit crew chief or something, And that's what you'd have to do for eternity with flames all around you. People would not be happy down there because I could not fix anything. So there you go.
Reformed Homer on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Have the Masters lost a little something without Tiger this year?
I mean, if Tiger's there, it's always a little more exciting. Even if I don't think he's ever going to win again. He'll win on the Champions Tour if he decides he's going to go ahead and play on the Champions Tour if he can stay healthy. But 2019, I think that was it. But yeah, anytime he's not there, it's not quite as good. But we should have a good duel. The main storyline is Scotty and Rory. Rory is looking for the career Grand Slam. Hasn't won a major since 2014. That's crazy. 11 years since he won that PGA at Valhalla. And Scotty Scheffler's won 2. Rory is even playing a little bit better than Scotty right now. But, then we'll see who is the other guy that might be able to enter the mix. And could somebody like Phil Mickelson, 2 years ago, he was runner-up at Augusta. 2 years ago. Shot 65 on Sunday. He knows that course very well. If Phil could somehow get in contention and win, he would be one of only 4 golfers to win 4 green jackets, along with Jack, Tiger, Arnie, and Phil.
Sean on the text line. We can close it out with this one. Don't feel bad. Toby and TJ didn't know how baby chickens are made. Is there something I'm missing here?
Well, there's one chicken who gets, a little feeling of something. Go finds another chicken, and then they play some Marvin Gaye. And the next thing you know, the baby chickens plop out.
Marvin Gaye. I'm gonna have to add that to my
Marvin Gaye.
I'm gonna have to add that to my playlist for
What's Going On is one of the
scenario.
greatest albums of all time.
Interesting.
No doubt about it. It's up there in my top 10. Just a fantastic album. What a voice. And his, All-Star Gamer edition of the National Anthem was one of the coolest things ever. Okay, we got to get out of here. I want to thank our friends at Hightower Clinical. Thank you guys and ladies for all the texts. Even though I get angry, old manish sometimes, I love everybody. Well, 98% of people. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and thanks again to Hightower Clinical and Riverwind. Go get Inline Friday at riverwind.com. Get tickets for those new shows. Sawyer Brown Band, July 11th. Tracy Lawrence, August 1st. And Sammy Kershaw, August 15th. Have a great rest of your